in, give you guys an update on some stuff that's been going on with us uh, over the last couple weeks. I wanted to go over some things because while it's still fresh in my mind, it doesn't take long for things to fade these days. Uh, we made an offer on a property yesterday, and it had been brought to our attention by our agent in St. Louis, and just wanted to go over the process so far. She found the property. It's a really clean little 3 bedroom, 1 bath. And one of the unique things about the property is that in the past it had been a 4 bedroom, 2 bath. There was a bedroom and a bathroom in the basement that the previous owner had removed. And so we're having the plumbing and things checked out in the basement to make sure they're still functional, because that might give us the opportunity later on to add value. That's something we haven't had the opportunity to do to this point. So we're looking forward to that. So when she brought the property, there was it was in process of doing some repairs because it had failed an occupancy inspection, and so the current owner is doing those repairs. They're not going to complete the repairs, so that was part of our negotiation. We offered a little bit less. The properties in that area, after our agent pulled some comps, are selling for between 115 and 135 in the neighborhood for a 3 bedroom, 1 bath as it sits now. So um, during our inspections, we're getting a regular home inspection. We always get sewer lateral inspections, and this time we're calling in a separate plumber to check the where the old toilet and the old shower would have been in the basement, to make sure that those drains are still functional. Not that we're going to make a put a bathroom down there right away, but um, in the future, if we wanted to, we just want to make sure that those drain lines are clear and that they will work when we decide to do that. There was also a bedroom down there. I probably mentioned that, but I'm looking forward to getting those done. They're going to happen next week. So she brought the deal to our attention. We made the offer at 109. Our agent there, they have a it's not a like a regular commission. It's a $5,000 fee that they get every time they sell a property. So we also asked the seller to pay that $5,000. So they accepted the offer. Now we're under contract. We scheduled inspections for next Tuesday, and I just sent in the earnest money deposit. In this case, it was $1,000. And good morning, Deconstructing Dreams. Glad to see you here. We're on the West Coast. It's a little bit early for people, unless they're in the Midwest. Some of our friends are in the Midwest and on the East Coast, so they might be jumping in here, I hope. But getting back to the property, so we've sent in the EMD. We scheduled inspections. I'm going to contact the insurance agent today that we've been working with in St. Louis. He's a really great guy. His name's Mark Smith, and he's with Shelter Insurance. And on the last few properties that we've purchased, we decided to do cash value policies, which ended up saving us about 50% of what we've been typically paying for full replacement coverage. And we've gone over this in the past because it's I guess it's just a matter of preference. When we do cash value, we're going in with the idea that if anything catastrophic ever happened and the home had to be rebuilt, we would probably just clear the lot and sell the lot. When we do our cash value policies, we're insuring for the cost of the property, what we purchased it for, plus 20% or so, and that should give us enough to clear the lot and make it ready for sale. Some people don't really like to go that way. Most of the people that I've asked do full replacement coverage. But in that case, it's almost like you're betting that something bad is going to happen and the property is going to need to be rebuilt. So we're going to try it out for a year, see how that works. It's saving us about $40 or $50 a month on insurance in the area. And this new property is one of the more expensive ones that we've purchased in that market. We have properties there that we paid 70, even 60,000 for, 2 bedroom, 1 bath there on the Illinois side. But this one's we offered 109. Once we get the inspection done, I'm hoping there will be a little bit more negotiating. We can bring that down a little bit more. But even at that price, with the few things left on the occupancy inspection that we need to repair, we should still be doing great. The rents in the area, according to the HUD FMR, good morning, Cody. Um, the FMR in the area, which is the fair market rents, is $15.65 for a 3-1, and that's what Section 8's paying right now. Our agent has mentioned that she has a couple other clients that recently put properties on the market, and they were getting about $1,600 a month. So we've heard different stories. Our property manager came back with some really low rent comps last time, probably about a week and a half ago. So the property that we closed on last week is going to be made ready for rent. So we'll see what's going to happen there. I'll keep you guys posted on what we end up getting for rents. We're going to fight, of course, to get as high a rent as possible. And we already have 2 Section 8 tenants in the area, so we'll probably end up going that way. So now that we've gone under contract, we've sent our earnest money deposit in, we've scheduled inspections, and all of this, we're in California investing in the Midwest, so it's all been done by phone. We signed all of the paperwork via DocuSign with our agent, so that went pretty smoothly, and sent the earnest money deposit this morning. So now we're just going to wait and get our inspections and see how things look. The property looks nice. Our agent does videos beforehand. They do a walkthrough inside and out. They send us a video and helps us make a decision on whether we want to make an offer or not. And then we also have a property in St. Joseph, Missouri. It's a triplex, and we did a pretty extensive rehab on 2 of the units. There are 3 2-bedroom, 1-bath units, and we've been waiting to fill those 2 newly rehabbed units for probably a month to a month and a half. And we just got word day before yesterday that we have a tenant moving into one of those units on the 15th. So that's great news. And we also have another 2-bedroom, 1-bath unit in St. Louis that had a Section 8 tenant in it, and she's moving out at the end of September. So, hopefully we'll get those 2 units filled quickly and at the rents that we hope for, because she's paying $11.50 right now, and it seems to me like we should just be able to go straight across at least and get the same rent with another Section 8 tenant. That one had an addition done before we bought it, and so we're thinking we can convert that from a 2-1 to a 3-1 and get a little bit higher rent for that one as well. We will have to put some type of heating in that 3rd bedroom because it was built after the fact, and the existing ductwork doesn't connect to that bedroom. So we'll probably do a mini split or something like that. So I think that's... we're going to be going through an eviction on one of our other properties in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee specifically. We have a duplex there, and the 2 tenants that are in the building have both been on the verge of eviction, like probably about almost a year ago. They were both going to court, but they ended up catching up and staying. But this time, we're not gonna uh, we're not gonna keep the tenant that's going through eviction right now. She did that once, and our property manager was talking with us and telling us that, if you start that pattern and let them catch up, and then they think it's okay, and they'll be more apt to do it again in the future. So we're just gonna, try to cut our losses and get a new tenant in there, freshen up the place, and hopefully she's been keeping it in good condition. We haven't had an inspection on her side for close to a year, so we'll see how that goes. All that being said, some people wonder why we would invest in investment properties or rental properties, when you go through these kinds of things, but I still think it's well worth it. We've seen some progress on our other units. We've seen cash flow coming in, and it's taking a little bit of time to get everything stabilized and cash flowing on a regular basis, but this summer we hit our 3-year mark after we started investing again, and we're hoping that the property that we bought in 2021, which was the triplex, that's our oldest property. So once we get those units filled and the rehab's been done, we're hoping that that'll help retain tenants longer. They've been staying, to this point, they've been turning over about once a year and a half. There were some other issues that I probably don't have time to go into today, but it was a challenge because that house was originally a large Victorian home, and they split it up into 3 2-bedroom, 1-bath units, and heating and cooling was a challenge because there was only one furnace and it was controlling the whole house. So the upstairs tenants didn't have control of their heat, and that was a big issue. Something I should have done, I didn't go see the property before we bought it. I should have done that, and to get a better understanding of the layout. But we're trying to work through that. One of my first thoughts was to just sell it, after I realized what I had done. But now that we've remodeled it, we put mini splits in those upstairs units, and hopefully that'll make things nicer, and hopefully tenants will stay longer. I think other than that, that's all that's been going on with the portfolio. And I've been thinking about this story I heard the other day, and it brings me back to this whole community of real estate investors and friends that we've made through the process since we started re-educating ourselves and having our second go at investing in rental properties. Some of you might have heard the story, but it starts with a man who actually was in the men's restroom, and he's washing his hands, and there's a man next to him washing his hands as well. And when the one man finished washing his hands, he takes drying his hands, and he takes a paper towel and he wipes down the sink. And the second man was curious as to why he did that. He had never seen anybody do that before. And the first man tells him that, he was raised to leave things better than he found them. And the second man starts thinking, how nice the world would be if everybody thought that way. And thinking about that a little bit deeper, coming around to the ORAC community, the one rental at a time community that we've been involved in since 2019, and everybody that we've met in the group has been so great. We haven't met anybody that we don't call a friend, which is very rare. And I was just thinking that I know everybody can't be or doesn't want to be a real estate investor, but if everybody was like the people in the group, the world really would be a better place. And we've met some amazing people. Hopefully we'll get to meet some more new people when we go to Vegas in February to Zuber's event. And we were just talking with a bunch of friends last night about getting excited about getting our tickets and getting our rooms and getting to see each other again. We had some friends come in from Hawaii. Cody's here. He was in Wisconsin. We got to meet him. And the financial firefighter, Mark Oshiro, was there. We got to go to Dion's and Millennial Mike's midnight Denny's meetups. That was a lot of fun, taking over Denny's and running the waitress ragged. So just getting back to that, all the people in this group are awesome, and through when we started the channel, the Old Guy REI channel, I really didn't know what to expect. I was talking the other day about, before I started the channel, my thought was that I wanted to help other investors in the beginning of their journey. And before I started the channel, I wasn't really sure what I had to offer and if I could help anyone get started. But it's become evident that even the little things that I share each time I come on or each video I make, that it's helping somebody that is a little bit newer than we are. And I think that's enough. So I guess you're always a little bit ahead of somebody somewhere, and it's really exciting. We've had some new guys join us on our Wednesday Zoom calls. We have it's called an accountability call, but it's not necessarily just about accountability. It's just about getting a bunch of investors together with different degrees of experience and doing different types of investing and things like that. So there are people way more experienced than I am in the group, and they can always pull us up with them. So that's been really, really fun. If you ever get the chance to come in and join us, we go for, last week was only 2 hours, but typically we go 3 or 4 hours a night on Wednesdays. We start at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we have people all across the United States joining us, from Texas and Wisconsin and Florida sometimes. They started a second accountability group on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time for people who can't really make it to our meeting. It is kind of late for them on that side of the world, but I think now that one, both meetings are available to anybody, but they are both recorded and saved on the school community in the classroom, so you can go back and watch those at your leisure. And I think that's about it for today. I've been on a little longer than I expected, but I'm glad to see a few of you jumped in. Nolan, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. And I always let people know, if you can direct message me or email me at my AOL email, fjcbuilds@aol.com. I get a lot of flack from the firefighter on that one, but some of I've been a contractor for a long time, so we do go through some remodeling stuff sometimes during the meetings, or some people have texted me and asked questions, and that's been really exciting to be able to help someone with something they're going through in the remodeling aspect of their journey. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate all you guys jumping in, all the subscribers we've gotten to this point, and just looking to grow that a little bit more to help even more people. And it was nice that Zuber invited us to do our meetings on the school platform, because that gave us access to a few more people that join in, and maybe we can help them as well. So I think I'll stop it there. And again, thank you very much for joining me this morning, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the near future. Thanks.